Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Today we are talking about a very sensitive subject, and I just want to give you a heads up. You may feel a little bit of resistance while watching this video. While watching this video, you might have the specific thought, this doesn't apply to me. This will not help me get my manifestation. This is a waste of my time. And I don't say this in all my videos, but today's video applies to everyone on this planet, and it does help you get your manifestation quicker and in a more sustainable way for you to create a reality that is peaceful and more in alignment with the high vibe person that I'm sure you want to be. So yes, that is what we are talking about today. An energy to embody so that you can speed up your manifestation and get your manifestation more quickly. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you guys that next Sunday we will be doing another scripting live. So excited. Also, if you guys haven't checked out my affirmation machine on my that's what I was gonna call it, but my affirmation directory on my website, definitely do that. It is at www.brownandbendy.com/affirmations. If you need to pick me up during the week, or if you just need to align your energy, if you're going through the day and you feel like you don't really know what's going on internally and you just want to kind of get more in control of your vibration, definitely check out the affirmation directory. I'll link it below. The energy that changes everything. First, we have to talk about what is energy. So in the most scientific perspective, energy is simply power that is derived from a physical or chemical resource. So if you've been on this channel, you know that we talk about the energy that we have as human beings. How we create energy is simply by having thoughts, the thoughts that we have in our head, our conscious thoughts as well as our subconscious thoughts. We don't consciously think to blink. We don't consciously think to move our hands, but we subconsciously tell ourselves that we want to do this when we want to do this. So when our brain says, hey, body, I want to move my hand, there is a current of electricity that runs through our body, and that's actually how the body works. So all of the energy running from your head to your toes is controlled by the brain. How is that relevant? Well, it kind of explains it all, I feel like. We all have a vibration. We all have a energy level specific to us and specific to the thoughts that we are holding. So not only do our subconscious thoughts control our energy, but so do our conscious thoughts. So we're not just talking about movements. We're not just talking about things that our body does automatically. We're also talking about the conscious thoughts that we have about ourselves, about other people, about situations. The thoughts that we have about these things also control the energy within our body and determines our vibration. This is why the quality of a person's thoughts determines their vibration. So in relevance to today's video, what is the energy that we can hold on to, that we can incorporate in every part of our mental perspective that helps us heal, helps us raise our vibration, and ultimately helps us vibrate at a level that makes everything super easy to attract? What is that vibration, or what is that energy? That energy is forgiveness. I know that you've probably heard this before, and I know that forgiveness is a trigger word for a lot of people. So I just ask that you stick with me during this video and we'll get through it together. The first aspect of your perspective that I feel a person should apply forgiveness to is forgiving one's circumstances. So when we talk about circumstances, again, we are talking about the thoughts, the quality of a person's thoughts. So this is in regards to the circumstances regarding your family, the family that you were born into, the home that you live in, whether that's your childhood home or the home that you live in now. Any past events, any situations that you feel like contributed to where you are now in a negative way. This is not something that I say happens overnight, but it is important to start the process of forgiving so that you can begin to open and expand your mind. Even though it doesn't happen overnight, every day, if you choose to forgive your circumstances, for example, if you had an abusive parent when you were young and you notice that you have a temper today because you had an abusive parent when you were young, if you work on forgiving your parent for the abuse that they put you through, you may find that you are not married to your temper. By forgiving your parent, you are seeing that by forgiving your parent and also by forgiving the universe for placing you with that parent, right? Because a lot of times we think, why me? Why was I the one put in this specific situation? So not only forgiving the parent, but also forgiving the universe for placing you in that household, or God, whatever resonates more with you. If you truly find a place of forgiveness for what you have gone through based off of the home that you were put in, you will find that as an adult, you are not so glued, you are not so married to however those circumstances molded you. Forgiveness allows you to open your mind and open your heart to this idea that it all had significance, that you went through what you went through to turn you into the specific person that you are right here, right now. By understanding this and by downloading this belief, the quality of your thoughts change. A lot of times, our circumstances can traumatize us, especially our childhood circumstances. That transfers into adulthood. And when you're traumatized, it's kind of like memories flash into your mind while you're just trying to live your everyday life. So by working on forgiveness and by working on the relationship you have with the circumstances that you were put into, that trauma will soften. And all of a sudden you realize that you're not controlled by these circumstances and that these circumstances were in the past. And even better, you wouldn't be where you are now if it wasn't for these circumstances, negative or positive. You wouldn't be here watching this video if it wasn't for those circumstances. So the first thing that I think is the most accessible when it comes to forgiveness is forgiving your circumstances, forgiving what you feel like the universe placed into your life without your control. The second part of an individual's perspective that I feel like forgiveness should be applied to, the energy of forgiveness should be applied to, is forgiving those who have hurt you. I realize that I haven't gone too in depth about what the energy of forgiveness feels like, but that's because it's different for every person. For me, forgiveness feels like peace. It feels like no resistance. I have no anger. I have no sadness. And when I think about the events, whether that's circumstances or someone who's hurt me, I can think about those events without becoming overly emotional. Now, don't get me wrong, we can all think about traumatic events and really choose to dig into them until we finally rip that scab open and then we feel all the emotions in the world. We can all do that to ourselves. So I'm not saying that forgiveness means overanalyzing the person or the circumstances that you're forgiving. But if a thought comes up regarding that person or circumstance, there's not an immediate emotional reaction. So that's what forgiveness feels like to me. So in regards to forgiving people who have hurt you, it's the oldest phrase in the book. We've heard it a million times. You don't forgive others, or what's the phrase? I forgot the phrase, but it's something, if you know the phrase, comment it down below. But it's something along the lines of, when you forgive another person, it benefits you more than them, right? We don't forgive people so that we can make their lives better. We forgive people so that we can let go of the poison regarding our perspective and them, because life is a mirror. Law of attraction. If someone hurts us, one, we either look for revenge, a way to emotionally or physically find revenge, Or we're passive aggressive and we just choose to think negative thoughts about that person. My foot's cramping. Oh, goodness. Oh, gosh. So, for example, if your best friend stole, or if your best friend crashed your car and they ghosted you afterwards, you might find that it's difficult for you to trust friends going forward because of this one person. If you choose to forgive this person for crashing your car and leaving you with the debt and leaving you to clean up the mess, you open your mind and your heart to understanding that that person has problems. And you forgiving that person does not mean that they don't have problems. You forgiving that person does not mean that you have to let that person back into your life. But you forgiving that person, instead of saying, oh, she's a B word, oh, she's a dum-dum. I don't like cursing on the channel. But if you forgive that person instead of calling them names or feeling this venom in your heart when you think of them, you're able to tap into compassion. Again, attracting more compassion to yourself. But if you think of that person and choose to feel anger, if you think of that person and choose to let that person make you think that the world is full of bad people, according to the law of attraction, what are you going to experience? Because that's the vibration that you are holding. Your thoughts regarding that person will affect your vibration when it comes to your thoughts regarding people in general. So it's so important that, especially when people hurt us, that we choose to forgive. Again, it's not an overnight process, but we do it for us, not for them, so that we can have peace in our heart, elevate our vibration, and not block our own blessings. And the last and sometimes most difficult perspective that you can apply forgiveness to within your own mind is applying the energy of forgiveness to yourself. A lot of times we're the ones that make mistakes. A lot of times we're the ones that make choices that don't turn out the way that we intend or that we plan, and then our lives go in a different direction than what we wanted. And because we made that choice, it becomes so easy to blame ourselves. It becomes so easy to look at ourselves as less than compared to other people because another person may not have made that choice. When you do not practice forgiving yourself, all of a sudden it's like you're keeping stock of all of your mistakes. When you keep stock of all your mistakes, law of attraction will make it so that you make more mistakes to add to that list, because that's your belief system, that you make a lot of mistakes in your life, so you're going to continue making a lot of mistakes and ultimately never get to the life that you want. So instead of keeping this laundry list of the mistakes that you made, of all the ways that you were not good enough, because sometimes it's not even mistakes. Sometimes we decide that we're not good enough because of how we look or our background. Again, circumstances. Whatever it is, choosing to forgive yourself for being human is the most free that you can be. We have all made mistakes. We have all hurt people. You know, we have all acted selfishly. We have all done really stupid things. We have all said really stupid things. We've all embarrassed ourselves. We've all done these things. But if you don't take the time to forgive yourself after going through each of these situations, you start to see yourself in this way that does not serve you or your manifestation. And that does not vibe with the idea of you are human and you are worthy of all things. If you keep a laundry list of all the ways you are not worthy, you will never align with being worthy of your manifestation. You must forgive yourself to the point where you see yourself on the same level. This is like my new favorite reference, where you see yourself as on the same level as Beyonce, okay? You have to forgive yourself to the point where you understand that no other human is more worthy than you. If you're sitting where you are right now and you think, I want this job. And your brain goes, oh, you can't have that job because you proved that you weren't able to handle that this time. You got to work on forgiveness. If you think, oh, I want to get in shape, and then your brain thinks, oh, you tried that once, but then you gave up after a year. You got to forgive yourself. And then your heart is open to trying again, and not only trying again, but open to the experience being different than the first time, because it will be different. Because we don't relive the same experiences. Every experience is different. But you have to open your mind to forgiving yourself so that you can evolve to a place of even deeper self-love. If you ever feel like another person is more worthy of something than you are, you have some forgiving to do, some forgiving of yourself. And it doesn't always mean that you're digging down to the root of why. Why do I feel this way? Sometimes you just feel the energy. Sometimes you just feel the resistance in your heart. You feel the shame. You feel the sadness. You feel the doubt. You don't have to dig behind the emotion to figure out what's behind it. Instead, you can recognize the feeling, emotional intelligence. You can recognize the feeling, and then you can say, that does not serve me. There is no reason for you to feel shame. There is no reason for you to feel doubt, no matter what you've done, no matter what you have done. There is no reason for you to feel shame, guilt, or doubt if you forgive yourself. And forgiving yourself means committing to being better. That's what comes with it. You can't go around hurting people and then say, I'm worthy of the life of my dreams, without resolving that you're going to stop hurting people. Paying attention to your actions, and notice when you're about to say something that isn't truthful. Notice when you're about to do something in order to get ahead of another person. You can forgive yourself, but forgiving yourself also comes with the responsibility of committing to being a better person, so that you have less to forgive yourself for. But it all starts with finding compassion for yourself and rising above. I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly. We have one more point to talk about. So how does all of this help us with manifesting the lives of our dreams? So what I say super often is that when we're trying to manifest these crazy, amazing lives, we're not trying to manifest specific things. We're trying to manifest how we want to feel. Often what we're trying to manifest are very high vibrational experiences, because those experiences will make us feel like we're living the most out of our lives, or we're getting the most out of our lives, living lives worth living. So understanding that means that by forgiving your circumstances, the people who have hurt you, and forgiving yourself, by forgiving these 3 areas in your life, you are able to quantum jump into the life of your dreams. How's that? Because, answering myself now, how's that? Because let's just think of a CEO who has millions of dollars, a CEO with millions of dollars. She has a beautiful family, beautiful children, vacations whenever she wants, loves her job, loves her life. This woman is on top of the world. How often, in your perspective, is this woman sitting on the couch taking 40 minutes out of the day to stew about what someone did to her? How often is this woman who's making all this money with this beautiful family and this beautiful life, who is genuinely happy? She is happy not because of what she has, but because of who she is. How often is this woman looking in the mirror and saying, God, I hate you? This woman that we are talking about is not doing that, because those types of actions and those types of thoughts do not align with the life that this woman has. Do you think that people who are happy and successful, ask yourself truly, do you think that people who are happy and successful, do you think that when they look at their past, they're saying, God, I wish all those things didn't happen. I would change everything if I could? Are they thinking that? Or are they thinking, I can see how each situation I experienced led me to where I am right now, here today? By forgiving, you're evolving your mind. You're rising above, and this all takes effort. It takes mental effort. But that mental effort is going to be what pushes you, what raises you into that reality where what you want to manifest just falls into your life, falls into your lap. And the most beautiful thing about it is by forgiving, you are healing. So while this beautiful thing is falling into your lap, you feel better. You feel good. You're no longer obsessing. You're no longer getting lost in thoughts. Your trauma no longer has a hold over you. This is something that you can do on your own, or dependent on your trauma, you might have to work with a therapist. I can't tell you because I don't know where you are, but depending on the intensity of the thoughts, that will determine whether you can do this on your own or whether you need a friend who will keep you accountable or a therapist. But not forgiving only holds you back, nobody else. Not forgiving only affects you. So forgiveness is the key to your new reality. Forgiving yourself, forgiving those who have hurt you, and forgiving your circumstances, and learning to see the significance in it all. Alrighty, that is all I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. If you did, give it a thumbs up so other people on YouTube know that it is valuable. Also, if you'd like me to expand on anything that I've talked about in this video, let me know down below and I will be happy to address that in a future video. Remember, we got scripting live next Sunday. I think I said Saturday before. It's next Sunday. I'll post a picture in the community tab. And last but not least, if you would like to become a part of the Bendy Bunch and join the Reality Bender group, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can be alerted when I come out with new content. I love you guys so much. I am so grateful for this community, and I could not have this community without each and every one of you. Oh, one more thing. Got some shout outs to give. Shout out to Tara, Chapasha, and Manoli for donating on Scripting Live last week. I was able to have the best avocado sushi because of y'all. So thank you so much. I love you with all my heart. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I love you. And I hope you guys have the best day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.